Right, so, oh wait. Sort out that. I have configured telemetry. Bam 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 bam. Bam 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 bam. Bam 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 bam. Should, elimination event, eh? Certainly interesting. I might go and have a look at that at some point. But until then, just gonna set up this telemetry. Got about 5-ish minutes until race starts. Let's hope this connecting works first time. If it worked first time, then should be able to get into the actual race lobby by about 8. But you guys get to sit in here and watch me load into a lobby myself first. So I can press one button. Are we really doing this then, game? Are we really going to do this? There you go. It finally got itself functioning. Alright. Now that we've put a bit of light on a random lobby for a little while, let's do the proper lobby that we're meant to be enjoying tonight. Look at that. A lot of familiar names. So certainly a lot of familiar names. I've already linked that in, so. I'm surprised I didn't get added by the tier 1 guys for taking way too long. But yeah, it looks like everyone's almost sorted. Hello everyone watching. See, people are just starting to join in. I believe I'm the only stream up for the channel today. Meant to be a tier 4 one as well, but Ross isn't isn't able to watch, so well, but we got about 3 or 4-ish minutes. I need a couple more people in. So just for the sake of getting everyone caught up to where we currently are. I don't think is it week? Oh no, it's week 6. I'm jumping one ahead of myself on the title. I'm sure that can be fixed eventually. But yeah, so going into week 6. So BR4 is leading by a singular point to Mitchell right now. Staber currently 3rd, 7 points back. You know, Bambino 13 points. There's a few people still within a good shot as we head into the halfway point for the season. I'm fully expecting another swing coming up. Currently, Haas, Red Bull, AlphaTauri 1, 2, 3 in terms of constructors. Some people will be wanting to make a bit of more of a statement than they're currently doing, but I'm sure that might come in time. As for people here, well, it looks like we're 20 for 20. Everyone's in. J-Ray's in. And now we're waiting for someone. We're waiting for reserves and everything to get back to back to normal. Who's the 20th person that we're missing then? Who's the 20th person? Just making sure that everyone's sorting themselves out here. Only at 19. Ah, Bloodwave's joined. It's Bloodwave. Okay, well, that makes sense. Got here eventually, which means we're actually a full lobby today. So, Mexico, full lobby. Yeah, go down low. God damn it. Right, so full 20 around a track where people are inevitably going to die. This could be interesting. Shouldn't have pressed down on my L3 that badly. Are we going to see more Red Bull? Are we going to see a strong Red Bull this time? Because we've seen recently where Red Bulls can be strong, but they fall apart rather quickly. Someone hello Said. Someone moaning about the fact that they can't do an outlap. Looks like BR4 might have got himself a qualifying ban for today. In fact, he actually has got himself a qualifying ban for today. So that's your championship leader not able to take part in qualifying. So theoretically, advantage Mitchell and Staber for today. However, well, Mitchell's the reigning champion as it stands, looking to try and defend that title once more. But Staber, the wild card, so to speak, because it's not very often we see Staber this far up and this far into a season. But he is, and you got a qualifying ban too, Said. Well, that's... Well, I guess you played yourself, man. Come on, you do better than that. But get the dashboard up. Hello, Spec. Right, who's the first one out? Who am I following? Who's meant to be the first person out of this pit lane then? You see, when it comes to Mexico, there's a long home straight, all the way down to turn 1 here. Staber's the first one out, so currently third in the championship. Looking to really take it to BR4 and to Mitchell this time. He's won a couple. You can't write him off. I mean, you've got the same chance of him winning as him being put in a wall, but I don't know. It depends what Staber we get, I guess. Also, Mitchell on an outlap now as well. There's the two big names that we'll be focusing on in qualifying. This track is just very all over the place at times. Makes it go down into turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3, all a chicane. A couple chicanes, shall I say. It's can be a little bit of a nightmare, especially if you get your line wrong, get too deep into turn 1, the rest of your exits through turn 3 are going to be nightmarish. up towards the beginning of sector 2. It will be dry in the race. Yep, I can see that. About 26% of the end overcast. Yep, right. So, Staber, off for a lap. The first one of this qualifying session. And gets all the way up to over 200 mile an hour, up toward 205. He comes down toward turn 1 braking zone, hits 207. Does get the brake in and a little bit too close to the curve in the inside turn 1. It looked like a little bit of a slidey exit from turn 3, and this might not be the greatest lap I've ever seen from Staber. He goes into yet another chicane to start the sector 2. As we definitely hit the more technical part of the circuit now. Your double right-hander heading into the S's. And if you're not careful, these S's will drop your car without really giving it much thought. So it's certainly something to watch out for. We came sprint not that long ago. It definitely turned out that people did not like this second sector. Someone's already messed up in the first sector. That's an Aston Martin. It looked like he's actually cut to the inside and let people pass. Well, first lap of qualifying, Staber over the line, 16.8. Let's have a look at what Mitchell's doing. As he goes through the second sector now, he's on medium tyres. Currently seeing times fly in a 17.9 from Lewis, 91 from Alu. Alu's going to have to do a lot better than that if he wants to actually pose a threat. You've got Samet doing a 17.6, still about 8 tenths of a second back on Staber. Mitchell also having a bit of a slide or two going through the final corner. Let's have a look at Jack. Came up from tier 2 last season. Heartbreak at the end of the season after bottling multiple championships. Yalo does a 16.7, so that's AlphaTauri 1-2 as it stands. Only seen one other front row lockout on the season, I'm pretty sure, and that was the Red Bull a couple of weeks back. Ishmael over the line now, so Jack did a 73, and Ishmael a 16.56, 1.5 tenths to the dot, quicker than Yalo. It looks like a couple other people just set laps. Jaguar did a 77, Tepos on a lap right now. The Aston Martin getting out of the way. I think that's Lewis that's just got out of the way there actually. Bloodwave did a 39, probably just in backing out, going for another one soon enough. Bambino 16.333, Tepos does a 16.9, and I think we might be into the 15s by the end of this. What about Heidenberg? Let's have a look. See what BR4's teammate can conjure up. No one's got damage just yet. So it's been a rather clean qualifying. The Mercedes parking up there off the track, allowing the Haas and the Red Bull on through. So doing an outlap now. Heidenberg going through the end of sector 2. Let's see what kind of time he's putting up. It's a 56.9 through the second sector. Goes through the first corner of the final sector, the stadium section, the infamous part of Mexico. You go through here, all the fireworks to the end of the race when you're leading is definitely a great sight, but right now it's qualifying and Heidelberg does enough for second, and he's only just 12 1,000ths of a second behind Bambino. 3.33 to 3.45. Let's have a look at Jag, considering he's the one right now out there on a lap compared to everyone else. Yellow flags flying like they're going out of fashion. Pretty sure we've got 3 more outlaps going on pretty much directly in front of us. Mitchell just started his. Jag did a 17.6. We're actually going to watch Mitchell. Bearing in mind, it's 1 point between BR4 and Mitchell right now. These two had one hell of a championship battle last season. If you haven't seen the Japan race at the end of last season, I implore you to go watch it. It was one hell of a race, decided by one hell of a last lap move. Jack and Joe not that far behind also on laps now. Mitchell seemingly does the fastest sector 1. He looks to take advantage of what could be a good 17-18 position start over VR4 here. Staber also doing pretty well right now. 5th, looking to get himself back where he was a couple of weeks back. Staber shocked all of us after... Oh, Mitchell's invalidated the lap. That's not good. Have a look at what Jack's doing. Directly behind him. Going through the stadium section now. Might be a little bit too deep into the first of the corners. Gets on the curb a lot. And then on the curb on the exit of the final corner as well. It's a 16, a 17-1 is not impressive. What about Joe? Going through the final sector now. The Ferrari won... Well, Joe won the race last time out. I think he was Alfa Romeo last time out, though, as a reserve. Still a reserve. No practice again, I don't think. And the 15.999. It's, what? Just over 3 tenths, nearly 3.5 tenths, actually, quicker than anyone else on the grid right now. Staber, however, up by nearly half a second. Looking to take the fight to Joe. Looking to take the fight to... Mitchell and BR4 toward the top of the championship as well. And I think Riga's about to set his lap. Or he's about to start his lap, moreover. Staber coming around the stadium section now. We'll go watch Rigo's lap. Oh, and he's gone too deep. Too deep into the second to last corner there. Got himself over the line, over the curb, and... it's not going to stand. Reckon pole will be a 15.6. It might be a good shout, that. I'll go a little bit quicker than that. I'll go 15.4. I'll go adventurous. I think he'll be a bit... you're probably more right, but I think someone might be able to pull it off. But we've seen it before where... not many people can get it going and doesn't usually change at the top. But we've still got about 8.5 minutes left of this qualifying session. It's still a long way to go. So watch Spectre's lap in a minute. Yellow flag in sector 3. I'm not entirely sure where that is. I think it's the Williams directly behind Rigo here. As Rigo goes around the final corner, gets a bit wide. It's exactly what you need to do there. On the inside now, 16.1. That's a good lap. That is a very good lap. Not entirely sure how good it is in comparison to what Bambino's next run will be. But it's a very good lap nonetheless by Rigo's standard too. At the end of last season was on fire, and I think Spectre's just gone a bit too deep. Like Lewis has invalidated that. Let's have a look. Let's watch Samet do a lap. He's currently a tenth quicker. Not for one position at the moment, but that's his own teammate. Qualifying doesn't usually matter an awful lot here, though. It's more, what can you do come race time? Can you take advantage of everyone else dying? Realistically, the big thing. Bambino is just on a lap as well, I'm pretty sure, but I think his lap just got impacted by other people in the first couple of sectors there. We've got to continue to watch Samet. It comes around the stadium section now, through the second to last. Round the final corner, doesn't get anywhere near enough of the curb on the final corner. But still, 16.9. It's up to the top 10 for him. A lot of people split by barely anything. 10th between between Alu and Tepos. Look, what can we see? Let's have a look. Is that Tepos coming in now, actually? It is Tepos coming in now. Trying to find someone that can... actually, let's go back to Mitchell. Mitchell let him through. So he's just going to back out of the lap, so we get to watch another one. Actually, let's see if one of those... Actually, no, let's watch Mitchell. Let's watch Mitchell. It's a 27.9. It's a lap, but it's not an actual lap. It's just a something on the board, and this is his proper lap we're about to watch right now. Let's see where the current second place in the championship can put himself come the end of this run. 5.5 minutes, or just over. Ishmael's out. I think Ishmael just crashed at the final corner. Either that or tried to go into the pit lane too late. One of the two, but he's crashed nonetheless. It's a weird part to crash on this track. It's not really a part where traction's usually a problem, but he's crashed it nonetheless. 16.5 isn't going to be able to enough, probably not even enough for the top 10 with the guys that have still got to put up a proper lap. Mitchell doing a 56.7 through the first two. I think it's about 0.2 quicker than Heidenberg was. Heading into the stadium section, Mitchell keeps it valid this time as he goes around the final corner. Goes to the line, 15, 16.2 is not enough to put him in the top 3 even. Elite's coming in. What's happening to Jag? I think Jag's coming in as well. I think this entire stretch of people might be coming in. Let's have a look at Staber. Yeah, they are all coming in as Yarlo, as the other AlphaTauri in the pit lane right now. And Staber looking to do something here. 6 tenths up. He invalidated last time. He's not invalidated it yet. Keeps it really tight through those two corners. Manages to stay within the white line this time. Goes for it down to the line. A 15, 16.2 as well. It's enough for a top 3 at the moment, but it's still quite the way off. Mitchell going to be coming in, so let's have a look at Lewis, who's just hit the final sector now. We'll watch J-Ray following that. So Staber, 16.224. Heidelberg, 16.238. Mitchell, what? How have you managed to spin it there? You okay there, Lewis? Interesting. Well, given the fact that he's on a proper lap now, I don't think this is going to be rather impressive. When you're setting up a lap, crashing in the second to last corner is never usually something you want to do. But he's done it nonetheless, so going through the end of the first sector now, he's already done a lap tour. See whereabouts he is in comparison, he's a little bit quicker. He's still nowhere near quick enough for a position. Guaranteed to not start last because BR4 got a qualifying ban, but really got to pick up the pace here, Lewis. Aston Martin drives like a little bit of a boat. Not usually the greatest car to handle on this game. Oh, a little bit of a slide there. Maybe a little bit too deep when trying to make the turns. He currently is half a tenth quicker than his best lap, which once again really isn't anything. I'll have a look at J-Ray after this, because J-Ray also just started a lap. Here comes Lewis around the final corner. Currently 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17 flat. Okay. That was a much better last sector than I would have given him credit for. Up to 15th he goes. Still got a couple of big names behind him yet to set a competitive lap, so to speak. In particular, Jack and Bloodwave, they've been doing well so far this season, but still probably going to have to get more out of this car today if he's actually doing anything. J-Ray not up right now. We've got a minute 41 left on the clock. Bunch of people just starting their laps now. So Jag has invalidated behind him. Let's see what Bloodwave does. He currently currently half a second up, which is enough for 16.6, which might jump him up into the top 10. Maybe if he can get a little bit more in the stadium section, then there'll be more in it. Goes down to the finish line now. A 65 is a good enough lap for 9th, just. Ishmael surviving a little bit longer. Mitchell just started his lap. Trying to figure out who is and who isn't on a lap as we come round to the final corner for a large chunk of the lobby. Alu seemingly having a nightmare going through the stadium section right now. As Elite currently quarter of a second up, looking to push himself into the top 6, maybe even higher. Quarter of a second might be enough. It actually won't be enough. He needs 3 attempts to go ahead of his teammate. Oh, and it's a little bit of a slide out the final corner, and it's cost him. It's cost him the ability to jump his teammate. I think we can say that Yarlo 16-2. Staber and I think that's Alu. It is Alu having a bit of a nightmare there in turn 1. I think that's Mitchell. Mitchell spun it. Mitchell spun it. And there's an Alfa Romeo with no front wing there as well. Aston Martin. Bloodwave already did his lap, so he's not doing anything there. Samet invalidated his lap, so he's not doing anything either. So we switch on to the McLaren of Jack. That stands. Mitchell ain't going to be able to do a better lap. Currently sits himself in 7th. Staber in 5th right now, so it's advantage Staber. BR4 probably just slightly happy that 0.3 of a second quicker. Joe does another faster lap as we see Jack do enough for 9th. Going round, Lewis enough for 14th. What the hell am I watching? Staber invalidated lap, Yarlo 2. Bambino 9 seconds up. Rigo's out, so I think that's it. I think we're done for qualifying. So, Joe on top by 0.2 of a second. Heisenberg did another great lap. At the end there, sits himself on the front row beside Joe, just about 0.2 slower. Rigo did enough on his only flying lap that I can actually recall to put himself on the second row beside Bambino. And that was 8 thousandths, splitting the two of them. Yarlo 16-2 and Staber, both AlphaTauris on the 3rd row. Very, very close between them as well. Mitchell not that far behind as it's a Red Bull 4th row. Jack in 9th. And Ishmael in 10th survives. But yeah, let me just send the Discord link a minute. Go get that Discord link for someone. But yeah, so going into the race, Ferrari, Haas, Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, all the Ferrari powered cars situate at the top 4 right now. Just sorting out this stream for someone else. But yeah, we've got a long race to go. Heidelberg left the session. He currently sits himself on the front row. That's never a good sign. I swear to God. Kick someone's head in sometime. I'm going to kick someone's head in at some point, I swear. Yeah, Heidelberg not actually being in the lobby. There you go. He's joined back. That's good news. We might actually get a competitive launch off the start then. Joe on pole and continuing on what's seemingly a on fire run for him right now. Won the last race in the wet at China. on pole in the dry at Mexico. That's formation lap starting. Heidelberg needs to get control of his car at some point in the near future. What the hell has happened to the Alfa Romeo? Rigo, what are you doing? What on earth are you doing? Jack's been disqualified, Elite's been disqualified. What the hell would that start to the formation lap of all things? But yeah, that's cold tires. Cold hards for Elite is going to be a nightmare. That is going to be that's going to be a really hard time for Elite to get back up to speed, especially with freezing cold hards. Never a good sign. See what's being talked about currently in Tier 1. Heidelberg moaning at the fact that he got DC'd by his own internet. So, pretty much exactly as we would have expected. It's going to be a dry race the entire way through. We've definitely seen interesting races around Mexico before. The last time I commentated an ALR race around Mexico, it was Tier 3, in which we saw multiple botched safety car restarts that changed the hands of the actual winner a good number of times. What the hell is the AlphaTauri doing there? I think he's just having a bit of a spin there as people are doing donuts into their position on the grid. Jacko's jumped his grid spot. And we see Rigo, one of the last people to jump into his grid spot after well, spinning apparently multiple times on the formation. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. It's lights out, away we go. It looks like Heidelberg's got control of his car, but his start's not going to be good because it's a AI start, and it looks like Bambino has flew off the start. He absolutely has. He's... Oh, the two Ferraris! The two Ferraris have come together! The two Ferraris have come together off the start! And we're immediately into virtual safety car territory. It's a wide straight. How has that happened? Wow. Wow, indeed. Holy. So we've got both the Ferraris crashing off the start into each other before we even hit turn 1. It didn't even look like we were relatively close to the turn 1 braking point either. Certainly, I think there might have been an issue of someone getting caught in the back wheel, but my God, I want a better view of that. I want a far better view of that, because that is a ludicrous start. We've gone again. That's one way to start, I guess, and the guy that's currently third in the championship takes full advantage, gets a great start, and now leads the race. I don't know what the hell I'm watching. It looks like, yeah, there's Bambino going into the pit, so just hold fire and going down there a minute. It looked like Mitchell looking to make a move on the Haas. Heidenberg in 5th, probably glad that he didn't get a good enough start. That way he wasn't involved in the absolute malarkey that was the start of that race. I said Mexico was going to be chaos, right? Well, Mitchell down the inside of Heidelberg there, and he doesn't quite get it. Looks for the switchback in the chicane, might be alongside now. He's got the inside line, and Mitchell versus Heidelberg down into the S's. The inside line is not going to matter because the Red Bull has finally got himself in front. Mitchell takes that position off of Heisenberg, and Heisenberg's not going to be able to do an awful lot about it now. The timing sheet on the left-hand side between the two McLarens is entirely false. I promise you they're not already a lap down. Absolute chaos. BR4 and Jaguar going at it. It looks like Jaguar just defending well enough right now against BR4. Ishmael currently set the fastest lap of the race so far. He is on soft tyres though, so he's going to have to get this done pretty quickly on Staber and try and build a gap. I actually don't think there's an awful lot happening here. Let's see if we can go up the grids as we go down towards turn 1. Maybe something happens. Tepos getting close, looks to the inside. It was well covered off there by Lewis, who gained the position at the start gained 2 off of Bambino and Joe, and it looked like he's able to avoid it for long enough anyway. Elite versus Bloodwave further up the grid. I can't imagine that's gone down very nicely in tier 1 chat. I really cannot believe, I would not believe that. Oh, there goes the Mercedes! And that's Alu! I was pointing it out, these S's. The curbs, if you get on them too much, they do kill your car very quickly. Those cars love to slide around here. And there's your first opportunity of seeing it firsthand. Alu in the wall. And another position for half dozen for everyone behind him. And Alu not going to be too happy about that. His teammate, however, still holding it in with Staber right now. Got DRS as well. Might be able to force something as we go further into this race. But here comes Yarlo the long way round on Rigo. A little bit of a tap. I think Yarlo's probably going to have it though. Yep, Rigo's got to back out. It probably leads to Mitchell overtaking him. And it does lead to Mitchell overtaking him. Costly mistake there. He went to the inside. Yellow flag in sector 1. It's Tepos who spun it. The Alfa Romeo goes round. We're actually going to have a look at the battle further back. But the Alfa Romeo goes round. That's 4 spins on the day now. Well, technically a crash and 2 spins, but that's besides the point. Jesus Christ. Actually, we haven't paid enough attention to this battle at the start. Was it great was a Thursday night. Great waste of a Thursday night, yeah? Didn't even get to turn 1. And I thought I was the only one who lasted 6 seconds. Take that one as you will. Oh, God. It looks like Ishmael's gonna get DRS, but he's nowhere near close enough, I don't think. Gonna give it a good go. He's pulled alongside. I might be wrong. I'm definitely wrong. Ishmael down the inside of the use of DRS. He might be on the soft tires, but he's he got the position. Look back and to see Staber, and I assume you're referencing Bambino coming across. It looked like Ishmael's able to hold on to the position against Staber right now. Staber looking to put himself back on pole position for the championship. He's going to have to deal with the flying Red Bull behind him though. And right now I don't think he's got enough points to put him back on top, but Mitchell sure as hell has. BR4 right now in 14th. A long way to go, but a lot of ground needed to be covered by him in the near future. Jaguar also trying to make his way up the grid as well. A few people being helped by multiple spins out on the track. Mitchell now within DRS of Staber, who's not giving up the fight against Ishmael by no means right now. And I think Yarlo also in DRS, so he might have a bit of a train brewing here. 4-person train. 2 involving an AlphaTauri. Here comes Staber to fight it back, as Ishmael did on the last lap, but he doesn't have enough. Ishmael's going to hold it for a little bit longer. Here comes DRS again. This might be Staber's opportunity. Heidenberg and Rigo going at each other. Staber and Ishmael going at each other. Maybe Staber to the inside. He pulled the long side and Staber hasn't done enough. Ishmael to the inside. He's still going to hold the inside. We see the inside line, usually the better line through here. Still wheel to wheel. And the Mercedes on the soft tyre actually might not have enough here. They're going to go side by side into the S's. This has disaster written all over it. And Ishmael backs out wisely. Maybe looking to make a move very quickly as they come out of the S's now. DRS activated for Ishmael, and he's gone down the inside. They're going side by side again. And I think it's a Mercedes that's lost out this time. And we've got a battle going on between Yarlow and Mitchell directly behind them. And Ishmael gets 3 seconds of going over the curb and getting multiple track limits. And that's now an AlphaTauri 1-2. Yarlow there to pounce very quickly on. On a mistake or two from Ishmael there, trying to force a move on Staber, didn't get it. And here comes Yarlow on Staber now. He's going to get it done very quickly, very easily, and well into turn 1. And Yarlow, who I've only seen win one race in Tier 1, which was, eventually taken away from him by the stewards in Singapore last season, in the lead here in Mexico. Ishmael with the DRS, not able to force a move on Staber again. What about Rigo and Heidenberg? These two having one hell of a battle behind as well. It's brought Jack, Spectre and Bloodwave into the fray. Directly behind, we might be able to see Heidenberg jump onto the back of Mitchell here and turn it into a 9-person train. Oh, and there goes the Alfa Romeo! Arrigo has lost the car badly. The rear end just stepping out on him. Ishmael also losing positions like they're going out of fashion. Maybe the soft tyre is starting to fall off and he's pushing a little bit against Heidenberg there. I think Heidenberg got the move he has, and I think those softs are wearing off. Rigo took a big shunt though in that lap. It looks like Ishmael is about to be sitting duck again. Here comes Jack this time, and Jack's got Ishmael, and I'm not entirely sure what the plan is here for the Mercedes. Still side by side. It's the inside line for the Mercedes now. Probably a 1-0, and there's a tap! There's a tap, and Jack sent him round. We've had multiple incidents against each other before. And that's another one to the collection. A lead down the inside of Jack this time. And on the hard tyres, Jack going down the inside. Trying to stick his nose in. Doesn't have any right to do it there. And Elite manages to get in front of him either way. As the Red Bull's starting to fire back right now. Well, Jack and Bloodwave behind. Spectre just picked up 3 seconds. Yellow flag in sector 2. It's for Lewis, who's been in the same place. That's 3 people done it there now. Rigo did it. Alu's done it. And now Lewis has joined the crew. Yellow flag in sector 2. It's Rigo again. And Rigo has brought out a safety car. Oh, well, that's great news if you're Ishmael. That's a pit stop onto the hard tyres. It's a free pit stop nonetheless. It's a good thing for the Mercedes considering, well, to be fair, he was dropping down the leaderboard like a stone. It's not a it was not a great last few laps there for the Mercedes, including the contact with Jack. And I can assume there's not going to be a nice exchange of words there afterwards. So, going in, rather surprised. Well, I'm not rather surprised actually, because the safety car didn't get called before they was able to go into the pit. So I would assume that a pit stop is in order, especially for the front 3. Just take it now, the rest will have to pit later on. No way they're going to the end on mediums from here. But just take the pit stop now and pray I come out ahead of that Alpine. Currently sits himself in 11th place. It looks like Staber getting the notion to, well, slow it down a little bit. The double stack here for the Alphas, for the AlphaTauris. In comes the Red Bull as well, looking to jump at least one of them here, and he will do because of the double stack. Mitchell will jump Staber, which is news for the championship. Mitchell now has the advantage. I think Heidelberg's got actually. Can't tell whether that was Heidelberg out before Staber or a problem, or I'm not entirely sure. So, Elite, Bloodwave, BR4, Samet, Tepos, all on the hard tyres still. They started on the hard tyres, so they still have to pit. Everyone, Mitchell gone on the medium tyres again? No, he's gonna do a two-stop. Whether or not he's banking on another safety car, or has just planned for the two-stop off the start, guess that's something we'll have to wait and see, but probably would have just taken the hards and gone straight to the end from here. But yeah, that's a really interesting choice of strategy there. Some people very clearly think the one stop's quicker. Some people very clearly think the two stop's quicker. Oh, if you're going for a two stop, what you want is a free pit stop, and they got it. But the fact that they still, well, Mitchell in particular has to pit again at some point. Pretty sure Heidelberg was on the hard to start. But I'm gonna check. Jack changed medium to medium, so he's got to pit again. Someone went from medium to hard. Okay then. Wow. Certainly an interesting. This just became a lot more interesting. Let's just say that. Yarlow has decided the one stop. Mitchell decided the two stop. Staber's done the one stop as well. Two stop for Jack in 11th. Albeit it could be possible a penalty on the way from the stewards for the incident with the Mercedes. Ishmael has himself a 3-second time penalty, but he started on the soft, so he technically doesn't have to pit again. He can make it to go to the end on the medium, but I doubt it. Oh, that's an Aston Martin. It's Bloodwave. Bloodwave span it round under the safety car. And that is a huge error. It's an error he should not be doing. And the Mercedes having a bit of a problem. I think he had to get the position back. Same with the other the other Aston Martin. Sorry, but he'd had to give that position. Not that position, but Bloodwave spanned that under the safety car. Very rookie error. Well, considering that's an extremely late safety car call, let's see how well Elite's able to back it up. We saw that people have done botched safety car restarts in Mexico before, and it's very much worked in the favor. What the hell is Elite doing? What is he doing? BR4 is just going to take major advantage of that. He didn't wait enough for the safety car to get it. Got caught by the limiter, so he didn't overtake the safety car. And BR4 timed it perfectly into turn 1. And Elite's got himself alongside again. On the inside now. But BR4, just too much, and Elite sliding the car. Yarlow goes on by, and I think there might be queue for a couple more people to go on by. I think that's Samet and Mitchell. It is, but Mitchell probably just going to get a free pass by his teammate. And Samet lost out deeply there because of an attempted overtake that just did not come off. What was that restart by Elite? that might be one of the most confusing restarts I've seen under a safety car. But I think that might be one where he doesn't get caught out again, because even though it was late, you still have to back it up. You still have to give the safety car time to get in before you let go of your pace. You let it all shine again, and all he did there was put himself as a sitting duck for BR4, who currently now leads the race, is leading the championship. Mitchell, however, flying really close towards him at this point. 8 tenths separate the top 3. Rigo gets 5 seconds to speed in the pit lane. He must have had a bit of damage, or enough damage to have just retired from the session. Nonetheless, down into turn 1, here comes Samet versus Jaguar. It looked like that might have just caused something there, and Ishmael right behind Samet gets past Jag as well. Looked like Ishmael might be able to have a go soon enough. It's also brought Bambino back into this. Bambino having that crash early on with Joe, and oh, there goes Jag the long way round Ishmael there. I think he might do it. There's also Bambino and Lewis directly behind him as we get this battle going on. And there's the Mercedes versus the McLaren, and the Mercedes is going to win that one. Down behind us, side by side, Ferrari and Aston. And the Ferrari is going to take that one home, and then be spun! And there's Alu gone as well! And that's a free car pile-up. Bloodwave gets on through. Samet also gets 3 seconds for track limits, and it looks like the Haas has just had an absolute nightmare through the last corner. Ishmael gets 3 seconds again for track limits. And there goes Yarlo through into the lead of the race. DRS has been enabled, but you won't get it down this straight. Here comes Mitchell. Is he going to be able to do it? He might be able to get BR4. We saw these two go at it before. He's not going to get Yarlo. It looked like he might for a split second, split the two. But he hasn't. But he has got in front of BR4. 3 seconds for Jack for track limit warnings. We've got a pretty big train forming at the moment. What did you miss? Chaos. Chaos. You missed everything. We didn't even get to turn 1 before this turned into utter chaos. It looked like Samet and Jag is going at each other as well right now. Yeah, you've just been chaos. Here comes Heidenberg, forced to the inside. These two were teammates last season. There might still be some sort of animosity between the two, because Heidenberg cost BR4 the championship last time. And here comes Elite down the inside. And it's a little bit of a tap there on BR4. Elite gets on through. I don't think BR4 is going to be too appreciative of it. And Elite sliding the car as well might open the door for Tepos. There's a DNF. That's Bloodwave. And that might be a safety car. It is a safety car. The same place. I think that spin number 5 is the same corner. And it gives me a moment of time to have a look at some messages and catch my breath. Unless Bloodwave spins again. Well, he can't, he's already out, but someone spinning under the safety car would cause me to have to stop my brake. Wait, Alu's DNF'd. Wait, how is Alu DNF'd? What the hell happened here? How is Alu DNF'd? Is his car alright? No, it's not! His car is not alright! His car is definitely not alright! Wow! How has that happened? Well, we're down 4. I see Bambino's gone on to mediums for the rest of the race now. Wow. Wow. We saw the two teammates going at it just before the safety car. Heidelberg most definitely has picked up a warning as a result of the, attempted defense by BR4. Forced him a bit too much to the inside. There's a pit stop here for Jack onto the hard tyres, just deciding to abandon the two-stop to soft. What the hell has gone on in this race? Alright, so to recap this race, as we wait for everyone to catch back up to the safety car, and then that'll let us go again. So Joe went out before turn 1 even hit. Incident between him and Bambino off of the start caused, well, a virtual safety car immediately and a little bit of chaos. Going through, at that point, we've had Yarlow take the lead, Staber take the lead, Ishmael take the lead. BR4 took the lead after the safety car that was caused originally by... who was it spinning? Someone spun, I can't remember who it was. Might have been Rigo spinning, actually, that brought out the safety car. Well, the first safety car. People decided that we got a very, very big insight into the strategy called for today. Some people decided 2 stop, some people decided to 1 stop, depending on the hard, or whether they switched to the hard, from mediums to hard, or from mediums to another set of mediums in the case of Mitchell, and was Jack as well before he abandoned it and gone on to the hard tyre for the rest of the race. Going one more realistically before we're able to come in. We also saw a safety car restart by Elite that made him the biggest sit-in duck on the straight, on the home straight in Mexico I've seen in a while. Got it all wrong, allowed the BR4 to hit the front. Since that point, we've seen spins, multiple spins for Bloodwave, who also binned under the safety car. Rigo decided to call it a day. Alu spun before turn 1 under the safety car. Penalties galore for a few people. So we are... It's not been dull. It's certainly not been dull. As last week wasn't dull for racing purposes, where people were actually doing well in the wet round China, probably a bit more cautious than in the dry round Mexico, where half the grid is spun at this corner we're about to come up to now. A couple of people are desperately trying to warm up those tyres now. Yarlow in an extremely good position. Honestly, it could be an extremely good position here for Staber as well. Safety car coming in this time. And I don't think Yarlow is going to make the same mistake. If he does, that would be hugely costly, because Mitchell, one of the ones he probably wants to hold off for as long as physically possible. If not for himself, but for his teammate. Here we go. When is Yarlow going to step on the gas? Well, it's not going to be now. He's going to go around the final corner, warm his tyres up a little bit more. And he steps on now. He might have caught Mitchell a little bit heavy-handed there. He has. He's got a pretty big gap, 1.5 seconds. It looks like Mitchell versus Heidelberg is our battle immediately. And these two going at it down towards turn 1. The medium tyre, however, going to stop the being attack from Elite, who's got a penalty. And Mitchell able to hold on against Heidenberg. As for if we've got any more chaos off the safety car restart, I don't think we have. It's been rather clean. Here comes a McLaren versus a Mercedes. And Mercedes going to win that one again. These two have been battling it since Ishmael got spanned by Jack. Ishmael going to the inside this time. He likes this move. He's tried to be what Daniel Ricciardo wished he could. And he does it pretty well, and it looks like BR4 got a move on the McLaren behind as well. Jack King dropping a position. It looked like Mitchell got within a second now, bearing in mind DRS didn't activate for another couple of laps because of the safety car rule. Going down the grid, BR4 and Jag Kings against Jaguar. It looked like round the long way goes BR4, a little bit deep. Still enough, and it's still a great move. Well executed, knew what he was doing, had a plan, put it into motion, executed it to perfection. got himself that position. It looked like Jag is about to make a move of his own. Maybe a far simpler move this time on the Alpine, though. And he's not actually going to get it. Maybe the Alpine a little bit late. No, he's not going to be late on the brakes. And we've got a battle here between Ishmael and Jack. She's going to have a look at this one. As it looks like Jack's done just about enough right now to hold off Ishmael. But the medium tyre right now should be able to deep into the corner, allow for the Mercedes, even though they've touched a little bit there. The Mercedes to get by, and the Haas is now going to inject himself into this battle. Sorry, his English just failed for a minute. And it looked like he got the move on Jack at the end, and I guess if you're going to take advantage, that's one way to do it. Actually, having a look back here, we've got a three-person battle, but it looked like the overtaking is almost done here. Mitchell also closing that gap. We'll go to him in a minute. We'll see whether or not there's a move here by the Aston Martin down the inside of the Ferrari. Lewis versus Bambino. I think Bambino's going to hold it. I think he has. He's held it for just enough. It's well defended. DRS in play now, but not for this straight. It doesn't matter anyway because Mitchell got the tyres. He's got alongside the long way round for the Red Bull, and he makes easy work of it. The late break, the better tyres all worked in his favour, but DRS is now going to swing in the... it's actually not going to swing in the favour of the AlphaTauri. Guess it's not activated yet because of the activation line being before the beginning of the lap for two as well, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure the DRS down there anyway. I might be going insane. Either I'm focusing more, remembering more from the last game, but could just be entirely wrong there. She's gonna have a quick look. Mitchell got past and already has 7/10 of a second here. Jack, that's way too deep. That's definitely a warning. Jack Alacco, on the other hand, has just got himself a 3-second time penalty for track limits violations. Oh, the Williams is going to try it. Go on. Oh, he was audacious and he almost made it work. That would have been one hell of a late move, but the late break would have worked so much in his favour. See how well the battle into turn one's going. Turn one, yeah, you definitely have DRS into there. It doesn't look like we've got any movement right now. We head up towards turn 4. Yeah, we do have DRS here. I am not going insane. Nice to know that I have a little bit of vindication for my own mind at this point. And it looked like Staber trying to fight it here with Elite. Samet gets 3 seconds to add to his already existent penalty. He's going to go against Jag here. We're actually going to go to that battle. And down the inside goes Samet. With the inside line, we've already seen it work plenty of times today. Bambino trying to get himself involved as well, trying to pull himself alongside. He might have done it. He might have allowed the Aston to try and make a move as well. He has allowed for the Aston to get himself in front. That's really good anticipation from the Aston. And I think... Oh, Jag spun it. Jag has spun it. I don't think he's lost that much of a wing here, though. Not quite at the back. Tepos takes that moniker at the moment. Here comes Heidelberg on Yarlow, and those 12-lap mediums definitely working better than those 12-lap hards right now. It looks like Staber also able to make a move, trying to do something. Could imagine that he still has a good chance here, Staber. Down the grid. It looked like movement between Jaguar and Samet. It's going to be movement between Jaguar and Samet. Those two are going to go fighting again into the second sector, and it looked like Samet's going to be victorious there. Maybe Bambino looking for it, should be looking to the inside there, or trying to set himself up, but doesn't do that, and, well, the chance of a move here is now dead. Heidelberg! 3 seconds worth of penalties, and that's not good news when you're fighting for the lead. Jaguar holding off Bambino. well enough right now, and it might open the door here, and they've both gone round again! Bambino and Lewis, that's the second time those two have come together. It took out Alu last time. And that might be any chance either of those two have just washed away quite quickly. And it looked like Yarlow got DRS, but Heidenberg hasn't. Mitchell currently about a 1.8 second gap in the lead of this race. Especially when you add Heidenberg's penalty onto the end. Also in a good enough position where Staber would take that take a podium spot right now, as well. As before the day we said, I made the point that it was Haas versus AlphaTauri versus Red Bull in constructors, and well, would you guess the top 5, the top 7 even, all contain those 6 cars. It looks like Yala right now not really stepping up the mark at the moment, just happy where he is. Heidenberg has himself a 3-second time penalty. It's currently 2.1 splitting Mitchell and Yala. I'm pretty sure Mitchell won't be going to the end. Yellow flag in sector 2, and that's Jack. What's happened to Jack? I think his front wing's still intact. I think he might have got lucky with the way he span off. Doesn't look like J-Ray is giving Jaguar too much of a problem at the moment either. This is the closest battle on the grid, so we'll continue to keep focus with it. Heidenberg is closing in on Mitchell though, but they've already hit towards turn 2 and 3, and then they'll be up toward the end of sector 1. Heidenberg doing it DRS again, but as we've seen before, it's not really very effective down toward the end of the first sector. Ishmael and BR4 going at it now. It was like BR4 moves up to 6, so Haas, Red Bull and AlphaTauri first through 6th, so albeit I don't think BR4's points count. Right now, championship advantage goes back in the way of Mitchell. And they also, well, I know Staber hasn't got BR4 yet. Staber picked up 3 seconds in the well, talk of the devil. He does pick up himself 3 seconds, so I don't even think he's ahead of BR4 in the race right now. 3 seconds for Jaguar in the battle that we're currently watching between him and J-Ray. Currently still sitting at about 3 or 4 tenths of a second. With 11 laps left of the race, 26 laps would be the necessary amount on the mediums to go to the end from here. Mitchell hasn't pitted off the medium tyre yet, so Mitchell does have a pit stop to go. In comes Jaguar. Elite picks up another 3. J-Ray now on his own. Ishmael versus BR4 also happening at the same time. Ishmael's got 6 seconds though. Absolutely just all over the place right now. The race, however, itself has managed to drop the tempo down a little bit. We apparently can't go guns blazing for the entire 36 laps. Apparently that was not in the cards. Heidenberg still holding his own. J-Ray picked up 3 seconds now, and wow, we're down to 6 without a penalty. However, one of them does include the race leader at this current moment. Elite comes in for his pit stop now, or he's coming in for a pit stop now. 25 laps on the hards, gone on to the softs eventually. See how much ground he can make up, and whether or not he's able to put himself in a good position for points. Mitchell still has a pit stop to serve. I think Heidenberg might do as well. We'll wait and see. Got a battle here between Jag and Elite. Also, not Jag, Elite and Bambino, sorry. As they soft tyres right now, gonna hunt down that Ferrari. Mitchell gets 3 seconds. Oh, and how could that be costly by the end of the day? And Ishmael's out. That's a safety car. And if we thought we hadn't had enough twists and turns yet, the second Mercedes DNF of the day adds one more. That's going to allow for Mitchell to come in, and it's going to allow for Heidelberg to come in as well. If I'm Yarlow, I'm following. Yep, Yarlow and Staber also following in. Staber is going to get held up by the double stack once again. Staber not really being entirely fortunate here. Why is he not going on the medium tyres? Mitchell going on the softs, obviously. That was the strategy he would have gone with to begin with, but everyone pits, so it looks like we start as we finish when it comes to the safety car. Elite gonna take advantage and jump up a few positions though. Up into the top 6 again. However, penalties are going to swing this massively. If I am in Yarlow's position right now, this might be the safest set of 9 laps I will ever do. Let's be honest. All he needs is to stay within 3. If he stays within 3 seconds of Mitchell, he wins this race. If he stays within 3 seconds of Heidenberg, he gains a position definite. Staber also has 3 seconds, so this might be handing BR4 back the reins. There's a move, if there is a possible move from BR4, especially on Yarlow, could prove quite significant come the end. We saw that last season, the battle between BR4 and Mitchell literally just split by essentially nothing in the end. 1 lap, that's all it was. They were split by the last lap of Japan. And honestly, we might be heading in the same direction again. But with people yet to catch up to that safety car, Lewis at the back, we're going to go an extra lap. Should be in by the end of this one though. I don't think we go the entire lap before the Aston Martin hits the back of the safety car, which I think at the moment is an Aston Martin, funny enough. Yep, it is an Aston Martin, so we're going to be in an Aston Martin sandwich until that safety car comes in. Mitchell is going to lead us in. We've seen one horrific Red Bull restart today. Are we going to see another? As I said before, the last time I came here, we had 2 safety car restart botches that cost people dearly. The real question is, are we getting another one? We've already seen one today, albeit Elite gets away with it at the moment. He still gets himself up into 6th right now, before penalties are intact. Everyone's switched their tyres now, so I can come off of the tyres and have a quick look at the penalties. 3 seconds for Mitchell, 3 seconds for Heidelberg, 3 seconds for Staber, 6 for Elite, 3 for Jack, 6 for Samet, 3 for the guys behind him. Jag on 0, Jag on 0, Jaguar on 3, Tepos and Lewis both on 0 as well. In the meantime, we'll wait and see when Mitchell decides to pull the trigger, which seemingly looks like now. And he's pulled it now. Let's see how much of a gap he's got. Heidelberg, it's not a big one, and he might be under fire off the start here. Well, he would be if he didn't have the tyre advantage, which he's currently taking a little bit of time to warm up. Here comes Yalo and Staber directly behind him, and it looked like Staber just took the position off of his teammate, as Staber looking to try and make some moves further up the grid. And Yalo's main competition right now is BR4. It looks like Bambino just overtook J-Ray, and Yalo into the inside there of the chicane in the second sector. Not really able to do anything about it though. Has to be stuck. And it looked like BR4 got caught off by Elite off the start as well. So that's a bit of return fire for earlier on. And, it doesn't look like a bunch of people at the back did a great start off of the restart here. And Jag King picked up 3 seconds, so someone who'd been relatively clean up to this point damages his chances of getting a large haul of points because of all the penalties. And we'll have a DRS, I think, back by about lap 31. Mitchell looking to pick up yet another point for fastest lap. BR4 desperately needing that DRS to come into effect right now, because albeit he is within shot of probably Staber and Elite, maybe even Heidenberg, that'd be close. Don't think he's in with a shot of Mitchell at this point. He's also about 4 tenths close on Elite. Yalo not that far behind Staber in front of him. Heidenberg got back within a second, lost it immediately. It looks like Samet holding off Jack as well at the moment. And Tepos and Lewis having their own little battle at the back. Lewis in the worst position because of his tyre situation though. About 2 tenths of a second. Oh, that might be a little bit of a one in there for Samet. A little bit too deep in the corner. But we've got a few closing in, but not really doing anything. No one looks like they're showing the sign of an overtake, with about 6 laps left of the race to go. DRS should be enabled from about now. There you go, top of your screen. It tells you that it's just being enabled. You're not going to get DRS into turn 1, and you're not going to get it out of turn 3 either. But Jack trying to make a move on the soft tyres against the medium tyres of Samet. Samet holds on for a little bit longer, just trying to see what he can salvage out of this now. Here comes Bambino looking for it. Definitely looking to the, or was looking to the inside at turn 1. Going up, well, Lewis and Tepos just have a, oh, Lewis spun it! Lewis spun it! Yalo picks up 3 seconds! Oh! Well, that's huge. That's really huge in terms of this race. BR4, the only one in the top 13 without a penalty. Probably going to benefit quite a substantial amount from this, maybe onto the podium at this rate. I think we're about 5-ish laps left of this race, and no one with DRS looked like they're really making a push for this. Staber's not really close enough to Heidenberg to do anything, so I guess he's just hoping on a couple more mistakes and another 3-second time penalty. Oh, there goes Yellow! I'm going to take a guess and say that's just too much throttle, but that's a bad mistake. That's a really bad mistake to make. Right now, BR4, 1.6 seconds behind Elite. About 2.4 behind Staber. And not close enough to his Haas buddy at the moment. Tepos jumps off a position. I'm pretty sure it won't be the only position he jumps up. Elite closing in. He's within a second of Staber. It might be possible that we see a Red Bull double podium here. We're on to well, the end of 32 now, maybe, and then the beginning of 33. Tepos picks up 3 seconds now as well. And all over the place. And there's yellow flags in sector 3. Tepos has got 5 seconds extra for a collision with J-Ray. And Tepos is out. There's no room for a safety car. I don't think it's possible for a virtual safety car now either. So we're stuck as it is. Tepos out the race. We've lost 6. J-Ray's race effectively ruined as well. Lewis was ruined by a spin a couple laps back. Now the top 12 fight for the top 12. Here comes Jack and Samet. Jack going the long way, and then the inside line opens the door for Bambino as well. Bambino's got the inside line. We've seen it work to perfection so far. And you can add another one to the list, and Samet gets a little bit squirrely out of that corner and certainly solidifies that as Bambino's position in 9th, as Bambino looks to go after Jack, try and take home 8th. Yarlo looking so promising. It looked like he genuinely had the race won. And then a huge error. A lap of madness, the 3-second time penalty followed by the spin, and he's doing well right now just to be 7th. He's still got a chance here to get 6th as well. Tepos is left. There's Alfa Romeo parked up into the end of sector 1. Got a couple of battles going on at the moment. Yarlo versus Jack and Jack versus Bambino. And DRS is a thing again. On lap 34, 36. Here comes Bambino to the inside. We've seen the inside line have a work here, and it's not going to work for Jack because he got too far to the inside. Over the top of the curb and certainly lost that position. Bambino takes that one. Don't think Yarlo's able to do anything against Jack right now. Jack, well, the other Jack, the one driving the Alpine, picked up 3 more in track limit penalties. And I think he might have just spun it as well. He has. He's just lost himself points. That's a crazy couple of corners. An absolute nightmarish lap if you're Jack. His day was doing well, but abandoning a strategy he made early on eventually costing him in the end. And here comes Yarlo versus Jack. With the help of DRS, this should be quick work. It's not going to be quick work. The Jack's out the session. A little bit of a tap though from Yarlo on the other Jack. Currently 6th in the McLaren. And don't think he's going to be able to do anything here now. He's going to look to the long way round, but that's going to be covered off quite nicely by the McLaren, and Yarlo having to settle in for something deep here. Might take something in the last lap just to snatch an extra point. An extra couple of points at this point. Yellow flag in sector 1, just Jack Carr. We're down 7 people. Not quite as bad as Australia, where we lost we lost double figures. But nonetheless, chaotic in its own right. Still a battle going on for the lead somehow. Heidenberg right now within a second. Realistically got one more shot at this. We're going to continue watching Yarlo versus Jack because I don't think Heidenberg's going to get anywhere near close enough. I'm right, it's about half a second going into turn 1. Bear in mind, after turn 1 you still have a lot to go. And you've got, well, Yarlo with use of DRS making it work this time, and there's no real stopping him there. Jack's going to fight him back. I don't think Heidenberg's got much of anything left at this point. Half a second split those two. It's going to take a Mitchell mistake for Heidenberg to do something here. We're actually going to switch to that battle, considering the other two go through the DRS section, not really posing a threat to each other. Here comes Mitchell and Heidelberg. Heidelberg very clearly got the better setup for the S's. He's within 3 tenths, well, just about 3 tenths. Elite picks up the extra 3 with DRS. Heidelberg doesn't make a lunge for it. He's not close enough. And that might be it for the Red Bull and for the Haas. He's not going to be able to make something work on the Red Bull here unless he sends something in the final corner. He isn't going to be able to. And the Red Bull and the Haas spot it, which means the Red Bull over the line wins the race, and Heidelberg has just thrown away a podium. The last ditch attempt, maybe too much of an attempt, and he's thrown it all away. He could have had second, he's had to take fourth. Yarlow somehow gets fifth after all this. But big key mistakes by Heidelberg, and Yarlow locks in for Staber and BR4. When you locks in, that's for sure. But nevertheless, take nothing away from your race winner today. Helped by a safety car. And I mean, it usually goes against him, so we'll definitely hear him probably gloat about how he got one in his favour for once. But that does mean that while he griddies on the podium, he takes the lead of the championship. I think the lead of the actual Constructors' Championship may have swung in the favour of the AlphaTauri tonight. But nonetheless, it's certainly Mitchell defending his title well. We reached the halfway point of the season. And it's your reigning world champion on top of the world yet again. Staber in second, closes the gap a little bit to BR4. BR4 loses out, I think it was about 10 points there. Maybe the fastest lap causes it to be 11, which means it's a 10-point gap between Mitchell and BR4, and Staber picking up an extra 3. He was 7 back before the day started. Currently sits him 4 back on BR4, so it's not exactly grown an awful lot. The 3 of them still going ham and tongue. Bambino's day looked to be good after qualifying. He's got, 4 points out of it eventually, but he needs more than 4 to keep up with the guys that are quite convincingly at the top of the championship at this current time. But, my God. What the hell? Well then. What the hell have I just witnessed? Apparently I didn't even need to send the invite for Staber to join in. Already on the ball. God.
Yeah, for once.
There's Mitchell. See if Yarlow joins. I want to talk to Yarlow after his...
Thank you.
Correct race, man.
Yeah, I want to ask
Great
Yarlow.
Yeah. Where did you end up after turn 1?
P4? No, P5.
I will
was first.
Yeah, I know. I know.
We'll say this. Actually, while we're on the topic of starts, Staber, from your point of view, talk us through it. Talk us through what, from your point of view, happened on that start. That would fucking chaos.
I don't know. I think it looked like Bambino came across off Joe and took them both out, but I'm not quite sure.
I saw you had a great start. Was that just a case of qualifying could have been a little bit better, didn't go the way you probably wanted it to, but all important to get the start at a track like this?
I invalidated to the last lap, so which was happy enough for a pole, but I think I got lucky with that.
Fair enough. And talk us through the rest of your race. What was going through your mind through the rest of that race?
Well, I was just trying to learn the track at the first stint until the safety car, but I got unlucky with two of those safety cars because Jarla was like in 1 second in front of me, so I had to double stack both times. Second time I didn't lose positions, but at the first safety car I lost like 3 or 4 positions maybe because of that. So I was out of the race until the last one.
Yeah, it helped you out, and given the last week or two, yeah, I think you needed that confidence boost. Am I right?
Yeah. Actually, I'm a bit mad now, but because I got two warnings under safety car, so only got 2 warnings, like when racing, so could have won this.
Ouch. So it's in your eyes, it's a thrown away win then.
Yeah, kinda, but I'm extremely happy with the P2 here because not my strongest track.
Fair enough. And do we get more? Which stable are we getting for the second half of the season? I've lost count at this point, as to where we're going with this. What stable are we getting for the second half?
Old stable doesn't exist anymore. He doesn't spin off anymore in the lead or on the podium. I'll knock 3 times for you, but
I don't know. It depends on the track, I guess. I've been decent at tracks which I suck at, and being shit at tracks I should be good at, so I don't know.
Fair enough.
It's a lottery, I think.
Well, thank you for talking to us, Staber. It's
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. And then, hello again, Mitchell.
Hi.
Race winner again. I feel like you must have at least a 50% plus win rate whenever I'm commentating in this league.
Definitely not, but I like the confidence boost.
Talk us through it.
Finally, some luck. I've been doing that all season, and finally got it this race. Quality was shit, but I knew I had a race set up, so was good on that. Start was, I don't know what the fuck happened to them. No clue. Then fucking, I was almost in the lead, and Steve and Ishmael decided, okay, let's go side by side to the whole track, which led to Jarlo in the lead. Was before the beginning of the lap. After that, I decided to do 2-stop, but that wasn't gonna work out because of that second safety car. So I was lucky with the last safety car. Went to softs, no clue why nobody else did, and just about had the pace over Bobovan.
Yeah, I saw that. I was actually going to ask you about that. Obviously, going through that final lap and the gap shrinking as much as it was. Was it more just relief over the line, seeing that spin right at the end?
No, I didn't have another lap. Of course not. I was a bit unlucky that he got DRS though, because I had a little snap in sector 2 the lap before, so that gave him DRS. That's why it came close. I'm just gutted he spun, because he could have taken some points from my championship rivals. But oh well, good win.
With that win, you go back to the top. No,
I was already at the top. They just didn't update it.
They didn't update it, but it's double figures now. I'm pretty sure as well. It's I would say that's a pretty successful first half to your title defense, wouldn't you?
No.
Go on, explain it then.
No. I'm not really happy with my driving, especially last week. Such dumb mistakes, and then, well, Canada was out of my hand, but still, then Imola, of course. But yeah, I'm not happy. I should be more in the lead, in my opinion, but that's life.
Fair enough. Always strive for better, I guess. But
Yeah.
still not going to beat that time you ended up singing the Italian national anthem. If you ask me.
Are we doing Monza this? No, we don't, right?
We're not. No, we don't.
Oh.
I think we already missed the so-called Italian track.
Belgium next.
Yeah. But I appreciate you talking. You're both talking to me after one hell of a race. And I'm gonna end the stream here a bit.